Just as man in a little way is like God, so is the structure of his body like all the world. So they're making this statement because it says in the Torah, man is made in God's image. So is the structure of his body like all the world. He made the dome of his head like the expanse of the upper heavens. He made the roof of his mouth, in which are planted the teeth and molars, like those heavens which are above us. And just as this lower heaven which is over us separates the upper waters from the lower waters, so does the roof of the mouth divide between the moisture of the mouth and between the moisture of the head and between the moisture of the upper crust. And just as God has caused his divine presence to dwell in the upper heavens, which he spread over the waters, as it is written, who lays the beams of thine upper chambers in the waters? This is Psalm 104:3. So has he caused the spirit of the soul of life and knowledge and understanding to dwell in the crust of the head, which forms a crust around the brain and its moisture. The moisture of the brain being this cerebral spinal fluid we've mentioned earlier. And observe and understand the truth that if the crust of the brain should be torn or pierced, then the man would die at once, because in it dwells the spirit of life. And just as God, blessed be he, has caused his divine presence to dwell in the west, so has he placed the brain in the back of the head, over the ears, and caused the spirit of life to dwell over the brain. And just as all the world is sustained and functions through the power of one God, Hashem, so does all the body function through the power of one's spirit of life, or one spirit of life, which God, blessed be he, has given it. And this spirit endures in it to give it health and remains until its end comes. And if some evil spirit should infect the body, it could not endure as at first. Very interesting. And just as God has placed in the expanse of heavens 2 lights and 5 planets, so has God created in man's head 7 servants, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and the mouth. The right eye is like the sun, and the left eye is like the planet Venus. The right nostril is like Mercury, and the left is like Mars. The mouth, the tongue, and the lips are like Jupiter, the moon, and Saturn. Very interesting stuff. I highly recommend you keep reading if you're into this type of thing. So this comes up as well when you're researching the brain. We've seen in the other videos that the other planets get involved, constellations. There's zodiacal things going on. There's a link there between the brain and the heavens and the celestial spheres, if you will.